subscribe. We made an offer last week. We haven't heard from them. There's been a bit of talking behind the scenes. We are in New York next week for Danny Jacobs' fight and Katie Taylor unification. I'm going to look to meet up with them in New York, get face to face with them, look into the whites of their eyes, and just see if we can make a deal. We've made an offer that we feel is substantial. If not, we're happy to talk about the numbers and look at their ideas as well. Anthony made it clear that the fight he wants next is the Deontay Wilder fight. With these mandatories coming up as well, Povetkin and possible IBF mandatory, I've said before, there's not many opportunities to make an undisputed fight. Really, the focus is for us to make the Deontay Wilder fight next. If not, it has to be the one after, and we'll have to deal with a mandatory in the meantime. It could be Alexander Povetkin. Generally from AJ's side, from our side, from the team side, the Wilder fight is one we have no problem with at all. We've just got to find the right deal, and we'll be trying to do it next week in New York. So that is what Anthony Joshua's promoter, Matchroom promoter Eddie Hearn had to say. He's going to be coming here to New York next week because Danny Jacobs, he promotes Danny Jacobs and he promotes Katie Taylor. Katie Taylor is going to be fighting in the undercard of the Danny Jacobs fight. I forgot who Danny Jacobs is fighting. I think he's fighting some guy that I never heard of. But, that's why I'm not really too keen in that fight, to be honest, because I think Danny Jacobs should be fighting the better oppositions. But he's going to come to New York anyway he's a promoter. He promotes them to be here for that fight. And then he's going to, I guess, after the fight or during, the week that he's here during that fight, he's going to meet, Deontay Wilder's team, I guess. As you can see, he says that he offered them the deal, and they're still waiting for the counter offer. But they're saying that even if they're not happy with his deal, he's willing to see and talk about, the numbers that they are offering, that they want for that fight. As you can see, Eddie Hearn says that they really want this team. Their team really wants this fight next, Deontay Wilder unification fight. But if the offer isn't made, and if, they can't get this fight to happen, then, as I've been saying, they're going to have to fight one of the mandatories, and that mandatory will be the Alexander Povetkin fight next. Like I said, I think if the Alexander Povetkin fight happens next, I don't think this fight will happen this year. Because if they fight Alexander Povetkin next, they're going to fight him, in the summer? Sometime in September? Because they're talking about they want, to fight Wilder September, December. So if they fight Povetkin, they're probably going to face him in September. So AJ will probably defend his unified titles in September. And we're going to have that big Wilder fight sometime in December when it's Christmas, They really think they're going to have that fight at that time? No, they're going to want to have it sometime in the summer, sometime, April. So that's what I'm saying. If it doesn't happen, if he fights Alexander Povetkin next, they're probably not going to fight till next year. But at least Eddie Hearn is trying to get this fight to happen. You know what I'm saying? At least he's trying to get this fight to happen, because he's going, he's every interview I'm saying, or every article I'm reading, every piece I'm reading, he's going to, he's trying to reach out to Deontay Wilder's team. He's already offered them a flat fee, that $12.5 million. It seems that Wilder's not satisfied with, because apparently he's been making $12.5 million paydays his whole career, because that's apparently $12.5 million according to Lou DiBella is peanuts, and that's laughable. Even though his fighter has made $1 million paydays his entire career, well, since he's become a champion at least. But apparently they ain't shit, Apparently, they're greedy. They're trying to milk it, and they're trying to get as much money as possible, because he could probably lose that fight. But whatever. But listen, man, if this fight doesn't, if look, the point is, Eddie Hearn is the one initiating, trying to get this fight to happen. At least that's how I see it, because they offered him, and now they're even going to New York. They're trying to get this fight to happen. So if this fight doesn't happen next, it's really down to Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder, all he had to do was accept that $12.5 million when they first offered him, and we would have been hearing that this fight is signed and is going to happen next. But he doesn't want that offer. I'm still curious and waiting to see what Deontay Wilder's team is going to offer Eddie Hearn, for this fight. Like, what are they trying to get? How much money are they trying to get out this fight? I mean, if we hear something like, $80 million, I don't know. Because like I said earlier before, Anthony Joshua was talking about that from a $100 million purse, or was it a $50 million? I forget. $150 million purse. They're trying to get. He was trying to get a 50-50 split from that. So Wilder would have been receiving anywhere between $25 to $50 million a piece, which is the best thing that could happen to him. So I don't know why he wouldn't be happy with that. So hopefully we didn't hear the counter offer is Wilder wants $80 million, for this fight or some bullshit like that. But yeah, if this fight don't happen next, they're not gonna fight till next year. That's almost a guarantee. This is my opinion. Anyway, guys. Hopefully, they meet each other in New York, and hopefully they have a picture so we see that this is legit. And I'm out, guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe.